Our story of compassion in India actually begins in 1951. Everett Swanson was on a 6-month evangelistic crusade, and he had to stop in India. In 1968, we knew that expansion was on the horizon, and our new president, Henry Harvey, actually had been a missionary for 16 years in India, and he said, why don't we try to expand in India?
It was a haunting poverty. People living right on the sidewalk, people walking around bare naked with absolutely nothing. You could see their ribs. And with its caste system, the poorest of the poor exist with no hope at the bottom.
Poverty is the lack of hope, the lack of resources, it's the lack of love, it's the lack of dreams, and Henry Harvey knew that. In that first year, we actually opened 8 orphanages and 1 home for children with leprosy. That was the model that we started with.
We were trying to keep families intact. We started what we called the Family Helper Program.
And that program actually was to mitigate mothers being overwhelmed because they didn't have a spouse and they had children, and they would actually leave their children and abandon them. So Compassion came in and worked with the widows with 2 or more children in their household so they could keep their family together.
You can't do that kind of work without a viable, credible grassroots institution. And so we looked at the church. It was initially nothing more than a gathering place once a month for these family helper programs. But what we discovered we were able to do is we were able to address poverty. Compassion's program was strong. Our staff were amazing. Kids were graduating with great success.
The ministry was beginning to expand. And India is a huge country, and we had projects all over the place. And in those days, the staff used to travel by train.
We had so many sponsored children in India that it couldn't be managed out of one office.
In 2001, we opened a second India office because the need was so great.
And at that point in time, we moved from Family Helper Program to the Holistic Child Development Program that kick-started as we know it today.
So in 1969, we had a total of 400 sponsored children in India, and today we have 145,000.
We are the #1 largest donor into the country. We send in at an average $48 to $50 million a year. The Ministry of Compassion was restricted by the government of India.
We can't get funds in either to our office or to our church partners.
So as I talk to you today, Compassion has made the hardest decision to exit the country of India after 48 years of serving.
We are now at a very sad moment for us.
We are struggling, but the churches continue to see that child, and they need God's grace. Pray for that. I'm very hopeful that the churches will continue this program.
Compassion's been around for over 65 years. We have watched God do some incredible things in the most challenging circumstances.
The years that we have spent there, the foundation that has been built in the lives of hundreds of thousands of children now are going to grow. They are going to transfer the love that they have received from their sponsors.
We want to say thank you so much on behalf of the millions of children, especially the 145,000 children in India. You have helped bring that child from darkness to light.
If you have a sponsored child in India, the investment that you've made in that child is going to last a lifetime.
The kingdom of God is bigger than India. The kingdom of God is bigger than you, bigger than me, bigger than the sponsored children that we love and have lost contact with right now, and we can trust God.